The WWE Holiday Tour, a complete nightmare. Plus, we have backstage details on Shinsuke Nakamura's Noah return, and WWE and AEW are interested in a second-generation star. It's all in the wrestling news right now. So the Holiday Tour for WWE, big part of their calendar every year, where they hit the road around Christmas time and go and see some places and take in the sights and bring the festive wrestling cheer. Didn't work out particularly well for those watching in Columbus, Ohio, over the Christmas period. So this past Monday, where WWE would have done a live episode of Raw, instead we had a live event from Columbus, Ohio, whilst everybody watching at home got the absolute best of WWE. So on this show, well, it was a bit of a mess. PW Insider reveals all. They say, we are told that much like the talent and staff heading to New York City for last night's SmackDown event, the travel into Ohio was a complete nightmare. We are told some talents were arriving very late to the show. PW Insider and Fightful Select both corroborate this. Fightful Select saying that there were people that were rushing to get to the show to be a part of it, and some getting there very lastminute.com before their matches. Talent from both brands, say PW Insider, have described this week's travel already as beyond frustrating. Seth Rollins revealed that why he ended up missing that Columbus, Ohio show, which we'll get into in a bit, and it kind of gives some reasoning as to why many other stars weren't able to be a part of it either. He said that their travel bus broke down. Consequently, they had to miss the show altogether. A lot of people citing really bad weather in the States, and it is pretty miserable over there. It's incredibly cold over there in America right now, and that's led to some travel issues up and down the country, in particular for Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, who couldn't make the Columbus, Ohio show as they had planned to do. Many others missing that show as well. As we've already said, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Bobby Lashley, Alexa Bliss, all set to be part of that live event in Columbus, Ohio, but due to travel issues and weather issues, unable to do so. It was quite a difficult night for all involved, but they managed to put together a show which we saw Dexter Lumis beating The Miz, we saw Omos beating Mustafa Ali, Johnny Gargano beat Baron Corbin, the Street Profits beat Alpha Academy, we saw Bianca Belair retain the Raw Women's title against Bayley, and the main event that was set to be Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins in a steel cage match for the US title, we instead got Austin Theory versus Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano, with Gargano pulling double duty inside the steel cage, triple threat style for the US title. Theory retaining the title, of course, but one hell of a rough night for all involved. Fightful Select add to this, saying WWE passed on running a live televised Raw to give production employees extra time off. Had WWE ran a televised event, it would have been the hampered Columbus show. So we would have very nearly got an episode of Raw up there, I believe, with remember that volcanic ash cloud episode of Raw, as it's known as? There's a true story video on our YouTube channel right now all about it. There would have been something like that where you would have just been missing so many players, you'd have had to rewrite it on the spot, but we didn't end up getting a live episode of Raw. We ended up getting a live event, which ended up looking a bit like that. We send our best wishes in the States. We know that weather conditions have been awful up and down the country over Christmas, and we hope that you're doing okay and it's not too badly affecting where you are. Best wishes from us here in the UK. Let's talk about the new year, in particular New Year's Day, where the Great Muta will face Shinsuke Nakamura. The Forbidden Door opening early in 2023. In the Japanese magazine Encount, in a Japanese language interview with Encount, ahead of facing the Great Muta, Shinsuke Nakamura talked a little bit about how the match came together, saying it was only possible because of the new regime that WWE is under, saying it was something that would have never happened under the previous structure of WWE. Vince McMahon stepped down in the summer, and I was advised by people within the company that it might be possible now. Even so, I thought it would be difficult, but I spoke directly to Triple H. When the decision was actually made, I was shaken. This was a big change in the WWE between when Muta announced the retirement and when the match was decided. Vince, who was the symbol of everything, was retiring, and that was something that no one could believe. Everything changes in America when the top changes. At the time, there was a feeling that many things would change in the future. One of the changes that occurred to me was this. The fact that no became yes gave me a great boost. So, kind of spelling out what isn't shocking news that this match was something that was maybe quietly mooted about Muta before it was announced, but because of the way that WWE was run previously with Vince McMahon in control, it was kind of decided let's not even think about it too much. But when the regime changed, all of a sudden, let's approach the conversation, and a yes was had. And Shinsuke Nakamura will face the great Muta at Pro Wrestling Noah on January the 1st. This is the final leg of Keiji Muto's retirement tour from wrestling. It will end at the end of January, teaming with Sting and Darby Allin in the Tokyo Dome. Sorry, not the end of January, February the 21st. So a whole other month yet. That's where they will team up. And we don't know the opponents yet for that one, for February 21st. Not quite sure of the opponents yet, but there's a few names floating around. I'm sure you can get creative in the comments down below as well. From the end of one career to the burgeoning start of another, there's been a lot of love for Kerry Morton, who has just re-signed with the National Wrestling Alliance. And he was in a conversation on the Matthew Mania podcast. And he talked about how that contract came to get signed. He said, I've just re-upped my deal with the National Wrestling Alliance for the next 18 months. It's great how everything worked out. Pat Kenny and Billy Corgan were very open. We want you to attend university. We want you to get your education. We want you to be a cheerleader and still be part of our organization. Billy gave me some high praise at the tapings as well. It happened to work out greatly. My contract came towards an end when I graduate college. Will come to an end when I graduate college. Give me 18 months starting January the 1st and go from there. Kerry Morton, who is, of course, the son of Ricky Morton from the Rock and Roll Express, a second-generation talent who has already been scouted and highly praised by the NWA, but also has had some interest from Triple H's mates and the Tony Khan party, because he revealed in this interview of Matthew Mania, yes, I can happily say that WWE and AEW have shown some interest. That opportunity is so surreal. With WWE and AEW, I let them know that I'm in college, I plan on graduating from college, and that's the kind of idea of what they had for me so far. When I reached out, and they reached out to me and asked me to come try out and be a part of their squad, I said, I'm in university, I would still love to attend. But right now I'm focusing on getting my education, which is a deal I made with my parents and grandparents before they passed. Get an education before I pursued the professional wrestling business. So he's been good to his grandparents and finishing that side of things off. But I love the fact that WWE and AEW have already gone, oh, we like this guy. Watch a bit of Kerry Morton. He's got some great flashes of his dad, but he's going to be his own star as well. I've got a lot of time and a lot of energy for Kerry Morton. He's definitely going to be one to watch. I love the fact that WWE and AEW have already gone, all right, once your education system is done, come back and we'll have a chat. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Good stuff from Kerry Morton. Check out the YouTube channel throughout the day for wrestling news as it comes, as it happens at Cultaholic.com. You'll get the latest there. Also, in case you missed it, oh my days, why haven't you watched SmackDown AI yet? Why haven't you done that? Sam Driver made a whole episode of SmackDown using artificial intelligence. Or rather, the artificial intelligence made the SmackDown episode itself. It's a trip. It's a trip. And it's one that you should go on during Grimbo Limbo. It's on the YouTube channel waiting for you right now. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out Cultaholic.com. I'm going to go and do a little bit of that now, because I'm doing 2 jobs today. Making the money during the time off. Stay safe and love you. Bye.